Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We first take a quick look at the daily chart. Here the price is still following the roadmap. Bitcoin is just consolidating just below all-time high, just around these Fibonacci levels between 90,680 and 93,985. It remains my view that we are close to a long-term top, or let's say rather a substantial top. What that exactly means, we discussed it in detail in previous updates. I will continue to talk about it. I explained it all in detail in yesterday's member live stream. You can watch the recording if you're interested. And overall, I mean, I'm not saying we've topped, okay? I'm not calling a top. We're in an uptrend. We should still go a bit higher, but we are entering a risk area. That's pretty much what it is. So don't confuse this with, oh, I've called a top. No, that's not the case. I don't want to get everybody concerned. Rather, I want to highlight the risk is now high in this area, or at least we're approaching that area. I think we could still be aiming for 130K next. Will we get there? We'll have to see on a daily basis, level by level. When things break and the market starts to deviate from roadmaps, we have to adjust, but overall, it's still following. And there's a short-term potential for a dip around 15%, which would include a dip into into one of these Fibonacci support areas, depending on which of these wave counts it is, depending on which of these roadmaps is being followed. Either the blue one, in which we could get another wave 4-5 and another 4-5, or the white count with support between 65,540 and 75,110. Overall, I assume the next pullback should be corrective, but it could be a bit of a sharp pullback. Don't be surprised by it. It could be a 10 to 15% dip, and it could happen at any point, because the price has now reached this resistance area, even though I'd like to see in the very short term maybe one more high before this wave 4 starts. But that's pretty much what we're looking at. Short-term dip before we then can rally higher further into the 100K area. In the very short term, as I said, maybe there's one final stretch in this third wave to possibly 97K, 95 to 97K. We can see that in a little bit more detail on the shorter time frame. The price yesterday found some support in this communicated micro support area and already saw a rally. Communicated that yesterday on X, Twitter. And you can see that here. I think that is like the second post from the top. The price has remained in the same price range over the weekend. There is some weak support around 88,580. And this is where the price found support, rallied into the upside resistance target area, that Fibonacci area, but now has seen some resistance there again, which is not necessarily a surprise given that it's just a range, and the price has not yet formed a sustained break above those previous swing highs. By the way, you can follow us here for additional insights, and today, as promised, because you voted for that on the weekend, there's a vote somewhere, you voted for SHIB, Shiba Inu, for me to create a video just on X. So anybody who asked for SHIB in the comments, feel free to follow us on X, Twitter. There'll be a video later, okay? Now, looking at the shorter time frame, we can see, obviously, this was some kind of a, I don't know, internal B wave. I mean, I've really run out of wave degrees. I'm not even labeling this because this is just range-bound movement. We might test that yellow trend line again. This ongoing sideways action is good for altcoins. So my concern would be if Bitcoin breaks out now again, that the altcoins are going to, I don't want to say suffer, but Bitcoin might run away from them again. So this sideways action might actually be quite good, because today we see a green. I mean, my whole watch list is green here with some exceptions, but overall, yeah, it's green. And that's with Bitcoin at the moment even dipping a bit. So that sideways action is good, but as I said, there's short-term potential for that 10 to 15% dip, but that, let's call it very short-term, imminent potential for a rally to 95 to 97K before that dip is still alive. I mean, for me, it's a range, and I see this here really as noise. So price could just move up and down a bit. Within this range, we have some short-term support still above this trend line and at 88,570, which is the 78.6 retracement. of that Fibonacci support area. And the move up could possibly be an ending diagonal. I mean, what could be the case? I mean, we might adjust it if we, this has started to look quite strange, but it is possible that this here was the wave 1, okay? It's a 3-wave move in an ending diagonal. Maybe we had a wave 2 pullback. In that case, we have to adjust the micro support area just slightly. In that case, this here could be an A, B, C in wave 3. But this is just, labeling. We have to see if the market can just find support and form that breakout. But that would kind of be an acceptable wave count, that we say we have 3 waves up in wave 1, a wave 2, A, B, C in wave 3, then maybe another 4, 5. I mean, that is just something to watch. A slight adjustment of micro support. But overall, I see this as a weak support area with support now. Well, actually, no. Actually, yeah. I mean, it shouldn't. Oh, yeah, because we could still be in the wave 2, right? It could even be an A, B, C. I mean, that's also possible. So, support, it's whenever we're dealing with these corrective structures, just be flexible. This is not yet, this is not impulsive. So it's a warning, right? It's a warning. Things might break down easily. It could, other interpretations are possible on the micro level. That's why I'm giving you levels. And a break below the trend line, I think, would be an early signal that we're starting to move down and circle wave 4. And a break below 85K would confirm that further. But don't be surprised if we get some more up and down movement. But yeah, it's just difficult for Bitcoin to push to a new all-time high, given that we have already, as you can see on the daily chart, we've already sort of formed a very much extended internal third wave. I mean, a pullback is due, just can't confirm it without a break of support. And I'd like to see, obviously, one more high, it would be ideal, but doesn't need to happen necessarily, right? There is a wave count that already indicates we could have topped there, and this wave 4 might start at any point. But I think the altcoins are much more interesting at the moment. Nevertheless, if we break below 85K, there is a support area just below it, just underneath. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.